Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, where we explore the mysteries and fascinating stories of the Bible. Today, we're delving into an epic chapter, highlighting two giants who, throughout the sacred pages, stand out as true colossi of antiquity. These figures not only defy the laws of nature but also pose monumental challenges to those who dared to face them. Get ready for a unique journey as we unravel the secrets behind the two most dangerous giants of the Bible. Let's dive in. Uncover the mysteries of dangerous giants in the Bible, focusing on the colossal king Og of Bashan. This infamous monarch ruled in Ashtaroth during the time of Moses, challenging the Israelites on their journey back to the Promised Land. The clash resulted in the surprising victory of the Israelites over the formidable forces of King Og. But the story doesn't end there. After a battle with another king, Sihon, Moses sought peaceful passage through the Promised Land. However, the inevitable encounter with the fearsome King Og of Bashan unfolded. An epic battle ensued, and God assured Moses of triumph over Og and his people. The biblical account not only narrates Og's strength but also the divine intervention that led the Israelites to conquer the fertile land of Bashan, east of the Jordan River. In a scenario where challenges arose after promises of peace, the Israelites faced formidable threats, including the legendary King Og. The encouraging message from the Lord to Moses, "Do not fear him, for I have given him and all his people and his land into your hand," resonates as a divine promise amid the unknown. Once again, the children of Israel triumphed over a formidable giant, revealing the fascinating narrative of dangerous giants in the Bible. The death of Og posed no threat to Israel, as God had already delivered him, determining the outcome of the battle before he even put on his armor. The epic clash between the forces of Og and those of Moses, narrated in the book of Deuteronomy, reveals that Og ruled over more than 60 fortified cities, all conquered by the Israelites. This conflict expanded the territory of Israel on the east side of the Jordan River, showing them that they could overcome future enemies on the west side with divine assistance. Deuteronomy 3, verses 3-7, recounts how the Lord delivered Og, the king of Bashan, and his army into the hands of the Israelites. All 60 cities were taken, their fortifications demolished, and the entire region of Argob was conquered. These cities were formidable, with high walls, gates, and locks, along with numerous unwalled villages, all of which were destroyed. The victory was complete, exterminating men, women, and children, while the livestock and spoils of the cities were taken. When God chose to deliver an enemy, not even fortified cities stood in the way of his people. The narrative emphasizes that in battle, God had already decided to deliver King Og, his army, and territory. Thus, Israel destroyed the entire population and took control of the 60 cities of the kingdom of Og, demonstrating that when God was on their side, not even fortified cities could hinder victory. The most striking illustration of this reality would be seen in Jericho, where the giant Og, with his iron bed, would serve as a reminder of divine supremacy over adversaries. Imagine a colossal bed, measuring 9 cubits in length and 4 cubits in width, approximately 4 meters by 1.8 meters. This is no ordinary bed, it is an iron behemoth mentioned in the Bible, associated with Og, the king of Bashan. Contemplating its imposing dimensions leads us to ponder the extraordinary size of a man who required such a bed. Could he be a giant, towering to impressive heights, possibly between 3 and 3.5 meters. The narrative takes an intriguing turn as it recounts Israel's victory over Zion, conquering extensive lands on the east bank of the Jordan River. Og's bed, crafted from iron, becomes a symbol not only of his stature but also of a power that transcends the human. Israel, confident in its mighty God, is unconcerned about the size of its opponents. The citation from Deuteronomy 3 verse 11 emphasizes the uniqueness of this bed and, by extension, the story it symbolizes. The news of Israel's triumph spreads like wildfire, instilling fear in Canaan. Even a prostitute in Jericho recognizes the divine power that subdues fortified cities. The story intertwines with accounts of the drying of the sea and the destruction of the Amorite kings. The messenger's words highlight the fame of the Lord God, reaching distant lands and eliciting admiration. Thus, we are captivated by this biblical narrative, where Og's monumental bed is not merely an object but a link between physical grandeur, divinity, and the repercussions of an extraordinary victory. In the intriguing setting of Egypt, Moses unleashed extraordinary feats that transcend common understanding. When confronting the mighty kings of the Amorites, situated beyond the Jordan, in the lands of Astarte, Moses not only used victory as a strategy but also unleashed a spectacle of natural elements, raising vapors from the ends of the earth, causing lightning for rain, and releasing winds from hidden treasures. In the epic confrontation against the Pharaoh and his servants, Moses did not hesitate to manifest signs and wonders that echoed from Egypt to the lands of Canaan. He not only inflicted wounds on the firstborn, both human and animal, but also defeated powerful kings like Sihon, the Amorite monarch, and Og, the ruler of Bashan, along with all the kingdoms of Canaan. The notable lineage of Sihon, linked to the Rephaim, reveals a figure of imposing stature, a giant as indicated in the book of Deuteronomy 3:11. The territory dominated by Og, king of Bashan, is described as the last stronghold of the Rephaim, a giant people inhabiting Astarte and Edrei. The narrative delves into the mysteries of the Rephaim, an ancient lineage of giants in Canaan during the times of Moses and Joshua. This term, meaning terrible, not only describes their towering stature but also resonates with the formidable experience of these giant warriors. As the Israelites ventured into the Promised Land, they faced the haunting presence of the Nephilim and the sons of Anak, known as Rephaim, unleashing an epic journey of confrontation and mystery. In these intriguing first 3 chapters, we are transported to a scenario where Israel's trust in God reveals an extraordinary ability to overcome a looming adversity. However, a question arises: was their fear truly justified? In the episode recounted in Numbers 13, as they refuse to enter the Promised Land, their excuses unravel in the face of the victories of the next generation. The reflection emerges: how far does God's power extend? Matthew 19 verse 26 assures us that for him, nothing is difficult, nothing is impossible. Interwoven in this enigmatic narrative is the giant number 2, Goliath. A colossal Philistine, representing the enemies of the Israelites. Interestingly, the Philistines, once defeated, are resurging. They invaded the Israelite territory, seizing part of it and camping in an area controlled by Judah. 1 Samuel 17 verses 1-3 transports us to a tense moment: forces gathered for battle, with Philistines and Israelites face to face, separated by a valley that more resembled a gigantic canyon. Enter Goliath, an imposing champion whose stature, described in cubits and spans, challenges us to comprehend the grandeur of this being. Translating into more familiar terms, Goliath was a true giant, standing at approximately 2 meters and 75 centimeters tall, not to mention the length of his arms. However, his threat was not limited to physical size. What else did this giant hold in his arsenal? The answer lies beyond size, waiting to be unraveled in this intriguing narrative. Are you enjoying this biblical explanation and want to continue receiving more content like this? Subscribe to the channel now and activate the notification bell. Don't forget to leave your like so that YouTube recommends all the videos for you. From the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verses 5 to 7, in the Amplified Bible, emerges an imposing description of a formidable warrior. This colossal man, known as Goliath, was adorned in armor that sparks the imagination and instills fear. Picture a majestic bronze helmet gracing his head, a scale armor weighing an incredible 5,000 bronze shekels. Shimmering bronze shin guards protected his legs, and between his shoulders, a bronze spear defying imagination. The spear's shaft resembled a weaver's beam, while the iron tip imposed its weight of 600 shekels. He was not alone in his formidable presence. A squire, whose role was to protect the giant, was clad in a remarkable chainmail. The Philistines, skilled in the art of war, prepared for battle with a distinctive attire. Beneath a colossal mantle, resembling a canvas, covered by overlapping bronze rings, this mail shielded from shoulder to knee against enemy assaults. A considerable weight, 5 bronze shekels, approximately 80 to 90 kilograms in modern standards, attested to the solidity of this defense. Goliath, unscathed in his gleaming armor, bore not only a bronze helmet and shin guards but also an imposing spear and a squire with a shield the size of a man in front. The Hebrew word used suggests shields of epic proportions, large enough to shelter an adult. As you visualize this extraordinary scene, allow yourself to imagine the terror that would confront any foolhardy individual daring to challenge this giant protected by impenetrable armor. The odds were undoubtedly against anyone daring enough to face him. In the midst of the battle lines, a giant warrior arose, challenging the forces of Israel. His words echoed, questioning the courage of Saul's soldiers. "Why have you come out for battle? Am I not the Philistine?" he proclaimed, challenging the selection of a representative for a decisive duel. This intriguing narrative unfolds in 1 Samuel 17, where the Philistine giant challenges Israel for 40 days. Tension builds as he displays himself, boasting of his size and power. Israel's response wavers, filled with discouragement and fear, until an unexpected character emerges. David, the youngest son of Jesse, a shepherd in Bethlehem, was not among the soldiers, but his journey begins to intertwine with the nation's destiny. Curiosity heightens as we discover how this seemingly ordinary shepherd becomes the unlikely answer to the giant's challenge. In this context of challenges, conflicts, and crucial choices, the narrative reveals more than a mere physical battle. There is something special about David that goes beyond his youth and occupation as a shepherd. What will unfold in this decisive duel? Who will be chosen to represent Israel? The battle lines await the answer, shrouded in mystery and anticipation. In the small town of Bethlehem, in the mountains of Judah, a father sent his son, David, on what seemed like a simple mission. At that moment, David was not old enough to enlist in the army and was oblivious to the tension between the Israelites and the Philistines. His only connection to the conflict was through his 3 older brothers serving in Saul's army. Following his father's instructions, David set out with food for his brothers. However, this ordinary day would turn into a pivotal point in David's life and in the history of the Israelites. The sun rose like any other morning, but for David and Goliath, there were no signs of the epic challenge that would unfold. Upon reaching the camp, David encountered the hustle and bustle of battle preparations. He only intended to observe but ended up witnessing a thunderous shout echoing through the valley. Men ran to hide in their tents as the atmosphere became charged with tension. What David would find on the other side of the valley would change his life forever. Heightened curiosity prompts us to ask, what would be David's fate in the face of this unexpected turning point, and how would he confront the imminent challenge? The answers await in the continuation of this captivating narrative. At a crucial moment, when a threatening giant challenged the armies of Israel, everyone recoiled in fear, avoiding him at all costs. In this tense battlefield, David, a simple shepherd, is introduced for the first time to this colossal challenge. In the first book of Samuel, chapter 17, verses 24 to 27, the narrative gains intensity as David, having never witnessed or heard about Goliath's challenge, encounters an enraged giant clad in armor, uttering threats and blasphemies against the God of Israel. The scene is awe-inspiring, a courageous man facing an seemingly insurmountable threat. Amidst the battlefield, David boldly questions his companions about what will be done for the man who defeats the Philistine and restores Israel's honor. Ignoring the elaborate strategies devised by King Saul to confront Goliath, David, dressed in his simple shepherd's attire and armed only with a sling and staff, is about to unleash a surprising turn of events. The story unfolds as David, motivated by something deeper than rewards and elaborate strategies, confronts the giant with unwavering confidence. The turning point occurs when David, seemingly unarmed compared to Goliath's complex preparations, prepares for the imminent showdown. At this crucial moment, the pages of the biblical narrative are turned, and the question hangs in the air: can David, the unlikely hero, overcome all odds against the formidable Goliath? The answer is about to unfold, filled with courage, faith, and a touch of destiny that keeps the reader's attention intrigued. In the face of confrontation, the scornful gaze of the Philistine met that of David, a young and handsome redhead. Amidst mockery, the giant questioned if David approached him as if he were a mere dog, wielding only sticks as weapons. Challenging him, the Philistine cursed David by his gods, daring him to come closer and offer his spoils to the birds of the sky and the animals of the field. However, undeterred, David responded with determination, "You come with a sword, spear, and javelin, but I come in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel." Overflowing with confidence, David prophesied that the Lord would deliver the Philistine into his hands that day, promising to cut off his head and deliver the enemy army's corpses to the birds of the sky and wild animals. With these words, David declared that the whole earth would witness the presence of the God of Israel. What will unfold in this epic clash between faith and challenge? Comment below if you've heard about these giants of the Bible and if you like the content. If you like to know more about the Bible and its secrets, keep watching the videos recommended below here on our channel and delve deeper into the Word of God. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next video. See you soon.